This question is all about regions, but part A asks you to write down the solution of those simultaneous equations. Now, when it says write down, it means you don't need to go into great lengths to solve something. It means the work has either already been done or it can be simply grabbed from a diagram or a picture or something. Write down, so we should know it, and there'll just be 1 mark available for it. So first note that these two equations plotted are the same as the two equations we're trying to solve simultaneously, and of course the geometric manifestation of the solution of two simultaneous equations is just the point of intersection. So the answer is 3, 4. It's that point there, and it's 3, 4. There's nothing else you need to do to justify that. It just says write it down, and that's the answer. Now we need to show, by shading on the grid, this region defined by all 5 of these inequalities. So note the first one, x greater than or equal to 0. Well, the line x equals 0 is the y-axis. So I've shaded this in red, and we want it's greater than, so we want to be to the right of that line. Okay, y greater than 0. Well, the line y equals 0 is the x-axis, and we want to be above it because it's greater than. Okay, so far so good. Now we have x plus y greater than or equal to 4. Well, let's think about the line x plus y equals 4. What does that look like? Well, you can quickly work that out, because if you you can quickly find where it intersects the two axes. So if we let x equal 0 and ask what would that make y, and then we make y equal 0 and ask what would that make x. I'll just go through that more slowly. If you set x to be 0, that's like covering it up in this equation. I'll cover it up with the arrow. And then looking at that, what's left? It just says y equals 4. In other words, when x is 0, y is 4. And then similarly, if we set y to be 0, I'll cover that up in the equation. The equation now says x equals 4. Well, that's easy enough. So therefore, if y is 0, x is 4. Great, those are coordinates. 0, 4, and 4, 0. So that's here and here on the graph, or 4, 0 and 0, 4. So plot that line, and then we need to look at this inequality to see which side we want to be on. So make sure that it says plus y, you need a positive y, and if y is on the greater than side, it means we want to be above that line. So I've drawn an arrow pointing up on that line. Okay, the last two are just the ones that are already plotted. We just need to make sure we're on the correct side of the line. So I've drawn that one in blue to highlight it, and note that we have a positive y here, positive 3y, and it's on the less than side, so we want to be below that line. And with the last one, which I'll just leave black, the y is on the positive y is on the less than side, so we want to be below that line as well. So looking at all of the arrows together, it's pretty clear then that the only place on that diagram where you can satisfy all 5 of the inequalities is there, where I've labelled it R, as it says here at the bottom in the question. But also note that it does say we need to show by shading it as well, and the clearest way to do that is to very lightly, probably lighter than I've done it here, lightly shade around the outside of the region, just leaving the R inside unshaded. Try to avoid shading in. Some people shade the whole diagram, which, you know, that's valuable minutes of your exam just ticking away, and it's a waste of time, so don't do it.